And we're going live. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the garbage truck driver. Shout out to the AC man out there keeping the place cool. Shout out to law enforcement personnel. Shout out to medical field personnel. Shout out to whatever your profession is. Shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you. Here we are in another morning thoughts. Beautiful Tuesday morning, and we have a lot to give thanks for because we are up and at it, and I'm feeling good this morning. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I have a lot to give thanks for. I'm sure you do too. Don't? All right. So we have some things to talk about this morning. Don't know where to start with us. Have a whole heap of topics all over the place. So I'll just jump in and start any which part. Before I do that though, I know Asarin Odetta, her shirt is on the way. I'm gonna pick another person this morning, Miss Goldie Robinson. Miss Goldie Robinson, I have a t-shirt for you if you want the t-shirt. It will be one of these that you see behind me right here, right? All you have to do is contact me at SouFLoTV@gmail.com and tell me a size and tell me which one you want and where to send it to, and I will send you your shirt. All right. I appreciate all your support. Thank you. And for the rest of you, this is what I'm going to be doing from now on. I can't sell the shirt them, so I'm just giving them away like collector's pieces. These are shirts that were designed by me, printed by me, and we send them off to whoever. The shirts are too expensive to print, so I can't sell them, and I can't make a profit selling them. So I'll just give them away as to show appreciation, right? So I'll be randomly picking people to send a shirt to. If you don't want to send me your address, it's cool. If you don't like the shirt and you don't want none of them, it's cool. But if you like the shirt and you want one and I call you out, then just link me up at SouFLoTV@gmail.com and I'll send your shirt right out to you. Why? She could have keep the baby still. She dashed with the baby in the garbage. There's a sad story going on right here. But I'm going to start with the happy or not so happy stories first. This is what we have on the table this morning. One man is in custody. And this has to do with incident that just happened in Jamaica. I think this family was targeted because this was a house full of females. Anyways, they broke into the house in the middle of the night, attacked the people that were in the house, dragged them out the house into bushes. And, a teenage girl was raped and murdered in that incident. There's a piece of videotape here of an interview with the father of the girl. And also, I think her mom was speaking or something like that. But we're going to get into that as we talk. There's a Jamaican female again. This one is in the U.S. and you've probably seen it by now. But she is in the U.S. on a student visa. And she apparently had a baby and she dashed with the baby in bushes and went to work like nothing happened. And she got arrested. And we're going to talk about that as well as what kind of visa she is on, what does that mean, and all these other things. Tory Lanez, who is actually one of my favorite entertainers as far as his talents go. Tory Lanez is to be sentenced today. I know a lot of you know who Megan Thee Stallion is. Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Tory Lanez. I go like this because she said that's what Tory said when he was shooting at her feet. He was like, dance, bitch, dance. Kind of remind me of like Yosemite Sam. Remember that old cartoon that with the little man? Yosemite Sam always have like 2 revolvers and he was shooting up stuff all the time. Pew, pew, pew. That I don't know. That's what just came to my head. But anyways, neither here nor there. Tory Lanez is supposed to be sentenced today. He was supposed to be sentenced yesterday. So I want to talk about his sentencing for a minute. How many years he's facing, why it went the way it went, all these other things. Visa gone back. Well, Karen noticed a visa gone back. What up? And yeah, shout out to the Reggae Girlz. The Reggae Girlz. The Reggae Girlz gave us a lot of joy and pride, and the run to the World Cup has come to an end. It has come to an end. Wait, the Kaitaja Empress, big up yourself. Kaitaja Empress says it's more like Harlem Nights. Anyway, yeah, more like Harlem Nights. Dance, bitch, dance. That's not funny. What? All right, so the Reggae Girlz then, right? Somebody said yesterday, I watched the match. It come on, don't forget to set your clock. I think it was Shakira that said it. And then Jamaica YouTube put it up. Set your clock, and we have to get out with pattern, we pan them. It's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. The match was gonna be shown for us. Me know nobody now wake up 3 o'clock to watch no football match. So they probably didn't get the viewership from us that day. If it was daytime, we could have support them more and not to pat and pan and pat cover and these things, but it didn't go like that. So where we sit right now, Colombia versus Jamaica in their Women's World Cup round of 16 match, August 8, 2023. It's a wrap. It's done. Colombia can now look forward to their first ever Women's World Cup quarterfinals. So Colombia makes history for themselves. And they'll face England in Sydney on Saturday. Jamaica, our Reggae Girlz will go home with their heads held high after a strong run in this World Cup tournament. They did well, right? There's now only one game to go in round 16 with France taking on Morocco, and we have live footage of that on that channel. Jamaica did what they had to do. They got far. We were proud. We still are proud. I saw some of them crying because they wanted to go further, but I'm thinking they were more crying because they got so far when so many people did not believe that they could. Right, so it's probably a bittersweet mix of emotions. I would have loved to have gone further. Maybe we could have gone further if we had more support. But whatever they're thinking, I just want them to know that we are proud of them, right? Because me see them a cry, and it's just it's disheartening. But it's probably tears of joy. My grandmother used to say she a cry because of tears of joy, but me don't know. So big up to the Reggae Girlz. Thank you. We appreciate you, and we need to show you more support. And I see that there's a campaign going on. Now, media is in everything now concerning the Reggae Girlz. How much money do they have? How much money do we need to give? Why are they not being supported the way that they should? Shout out to Cedella Marley. She is on front pages now, of course, for all her efforts that she has put into the Reggae Girlz. I told you all it was Cedella Marley that was behind all this. I saw somebody said, why them put Bob Marley daughter? Why don't they just put Cedella Marley? Let me tell you why. Because Bob Marley is a brand, and none of his children are offended when you call them Bob Marley child, because the legacy is that strong. And also, Cedella Marley, she'll tell you that she respects her father's legacy. Soccer was Bob Marley's favorite pastime, really. If you look at a lot of his old pictures, he was always playing a soccer match somewhere and ready for kickball all the time, right? So it was dear to him, and because of that, it was dear to his daughter as well. And she took on and championed the backbone of supporting the Reggae Girlz and putting funds together to get them as far as they did, even without big major support and sponsorship. So big up to her. Shout out to her for that. Shout out to the girls for believing in themselves, even when it seemed like a lot of other people who should have believed in them did not believe in them. But I just saw life go. We're fighters. So even when people don't believe in us, those of us who are fighters or have our fighting spirit, we still believe in ourselves and we still go get it. And they did that on our behalf. And they make we look good. They created history this year in our name. And we're thankful, right? We'll and come again next time. Go harder. And, we hope that you make it all the way the next time. But we're still proud of you and we're happy. All right. Where do I donate? Claudette Jonas says, nothing to be ashamed of. We're proud of them. Karen Notice says, Claudette Jonas says, where do I donate? Where do you donate to the Reggae Girlz? I think we're going to have to look into that and then let you know. I can find the information and pin it in the comment section after we're done with this live so you can know where to go and help them out. Set something down in their name. And please, for the bad mind people them and the workless people them, please don't bother do this. Start counting how much they make. Some people go look on the GoFundMe if they have a GoFundMe and they'll be like, rotted, $10,000 in the GoFundMe already. Them are going to get rich. Y'all don't do that. If you're going to give, just give. Because trust me, it takes a lot of money to get a team well outfitted, well trained, to travel to all these different locations globally, to play in these. And you know what? Even on a smaller scale, that's what happened to a lot of kids and a lot of people. Your family didn't have the money for you to go travel and play your favorite sports in all these different locations and all that. So you missed out on what you probably could have been something great at. So we don't want to see them go down like that, right? So just donate what you can donate and just leave it at that. We have to talk to the bad mind people them and the messed up mentality people them sometime. Just make them know. So we see and you need to change your ways. Anyhow, as we move along, I have something here I wanted to show you. I call this Welcome to Colombia. I've never seen nothing weird like this before. So pay attention to this before we get into all the morbid stuff for the morning. Seeing? Where you go now? Welcome to Colombia. If you've seen this before, then you've seen it before. Watch this. I don't want to turn up the music loud because copyright infringement. But watch this. Watch this. I'm laughing. All right, here we go. The fair use something don't work with me, Divine Order. It just don't work with me. I don't know why. Rotted. Wait, I'm waiting for it to start over. All right, here we go. Ready, set. Welcome to Dominican Republic. Watch this. Watch it up. You saw that? Watch again. Yo. Yo, I'm missing this. The youth have about a dozen razor in their mouth. I don't know how, but it kind of remind me like in back in the day in New York, they used to walk with razor blades in their mouth. Yeah. And they'll spit the razor blade out and cut you in your face with it. I'm sure some people still do it. But he's flipping multiple blades. I don't know if you ever seen one of them razor blades there. Those are the old school razor blades that you put on the shaver thing. And you can change out the blade them and put the one upon it. Them blade they're sharp. Telephone cut, yes, Sky Tiger Empress. Them used to give a telephone cut. Like right around here, so. They usually give telephone cut to people when them say talk too much or something like that, right? You chat too much or something like, and cut your face. But a whole heap of people back in the day, especially like roadman, badman, used to have like one of those kind of scars. It was a special marking. Anyhow, him have multiple of them in his mouth, and he just flipping the blades around. And me, I wonder how him tongue not cut up and these things. But that's welcome to the Dominican Republic right there. That was actually at a fete they having in the Dominican Republic, and people are out there enjoying themselves. Me would afraid of him. Me would afraid of him. Because if him can do that, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this right here. Sad situation. Let me start with the girl in the US first. So this young lady in the US now, I saw it in the Jamaican news. I went to the American news to go look it up to see the full details, and I got the full details right here, but I'm also going to take it from them in Jamaica as well. This is in North Carolina, or North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. A brand new baby girl is at the hospital after the police says that her mother, who is a J1 visa student from Jamaica, left the baby in some bushes. A brand new baby girl. She left the baby in some bushes. And she's here in the US on a visa, on a student visa. Brittany Wheatley, who is 21 years old, is charged with person who had charge/custody of child, place child at risk/harm or abandons. The North Myrtle Beach Police Department has called out. They were called out at 6:18 p.m. in the evening Sunday to Live Oak Court, and at the scene they found a woman named Robin Kane, and Robin Kane was holding the baby. Watch how God work now. Robin Kane was holding the baby when the police came, right? Kane thought she heard an animal crying in the bushes, but then she realized it was a newborn baby, and it was a baby girl. She said as she got closer, she realized it was a baby girl. She said the baby girl was lying in the dirt. She left the baby in the bushes with no clothes, didn't even wrap the baby up in a blanket or anything. The baby was just there naked. The naked baby in the bushes. According to Officer Patrick Wilkinson. The lady who found her, Miss Kane, says she was turned on her side. Kane then described when she first found the baby. She says, I don't know if the mother put her on her back and then she turned on her side, but she was under the bush. She was not really immersed under the bush, but she was covered with bushes. She was clean though, but she was crying. She had a full head of black hair. Kane then rushed to Etta Allen's home, who was close by, and Miss Etta called 911. She said, Miss Etta, look, I found a baby in the bushes. I was shocked, Allen said. I could see through my glass door, holding the baby in a shirt. I was just shocked. Now, while talking with officers, Kane mentioned seeing a woman in the neighborhood who looked lost and looked lost and needed to get to work. Guess she was telling people, she was walking around asking people if they can get her a ride to work. Can you give me a ride to work? Can you give me a ride to work? I need to get to work, is what the lady said she remembers her for. She's like, she's not from around here, and she's asking for a ride to work. You know, if you see somebody in your neighborhood that's from around here, and they're like, you can give me a ride to work. Where you go down the road? You know, I work at the Walmart down there, so. And you're like, okay, come on. She's asking in a neighborhood where she don't belong. That's how they knew her. They were like, you don't belong around here. How come you in a neighborhood asking for a ride to work? So it stuck with her. And she said that while talking to the police, she ended up taking the woman to work. She took her to work, so now she knows where she works. She worked at Walmart. After dropping off the woman, she went on her daily walk like she normally does, and that's when she had discovered the baby. So she actually met the mother first. The mother was asking people for a ride to work. She eventually asked her. She gave her the ride to work, came back, parked her car, and was walking around her neighborhood like she does her normal every day, go for a walk, stay healthy, and she heard a baby crying in the bushes. Wilkinson praised Kane, which is the police officer, praised Kane for all the actions that she took that day that saved the little baby's girl life. She said God was on our side. That day, God was on the baby's side. And like I said, the real hero here is Miss Kane. Not only did she drive the suspect to Walmart unknowingly, being that good person that she is, because you can imagine if she was like, "Nah, I can't help you," or she just ignored her, I don't have time right now, don't want to hear what you have to say, she would have missed the cue, right? So you see how God lined that up. I'm going to make you ask somebody who is going to drop you to work because they have a kind heart. Then they know where you work at. They're going to come back and go for her normal everyday walk, and down her path, she will hear that baby crying. That baby was not supposed to die. That baby was supposed to be rescued exactly how that baby was rescued. You see what I'm saying? I'm the kind of person that believe that that is how the universe works. You can call me crazy if you want to, but I think that is how the universe works, right? Um, Not only did she drive the suspect to work unknowingly, but she came back and went for her walk and located the baby and then called 911. Now, after Kane told the baby about the woman, the police asked her, "Did you see anything strange? Did you see anybody in the area?" She said, "You know what? There was a young lady out here, strange accent. I don't know, sounds like she comes from the islands. She was asking people out here, random people, for a ride to work. She eventually asked me, and it wasn't too far. So, I like helping people out. So I took her. Where'd you take her to? I took her to the Walmart, the one right down there." The police went to the Walmart, looked for the same person that Miss Kane described, and lo and behold, there she was at work, clocked in, on the clock, doing our job. According to Wilkinson and the officer, they asked her about it. She confessed to giving birth and then leaving the baby right there in the bushes. Wilkinson said that the baby is now in the NICU, but the baby is expected to survive. She said the baby is within a days old. And at this point, it is unclear how long the baby was in the bushes for before Miss Kane heard the baby. Wheatley is currently booked in, the Jamaican girl. She's currently booked in at the J. Reuben Long Detention Center on a $10,000 bond. That's not a big bond. That's a very small bond, $10,000, right? The South Carolina Department of Social Services is also investigating the case. DSS released this following information Monday afternoon, which was when the baby was found, and today is Tuesday. Should she get that baby back, or should that baby be placed in custody, in state care? What do you say? You think she should get the baby back, or you think that baby should be placed in state care? Hmm. You know, one part of me want to say take that baby away from her permanently, but another part of me is like, I don't know what she was going through that made her do what she did, because that's not normal, right? A woman won't go through a whole however months it takes you to have your baby. Let's assume she went full term with her pregnancy, had a healthy baby, and then to walk into bushes and leave your baby there, and then she left the baby there butt naked. Some people would have feel like say they're guilty, right? So them would have put something there with, I don't know, probably watch too much TV, but them would have pushed the baby go there in our prom, in our stroller, leave the baby in the stroller. Since it's such a new baby, the baby ain't gonna get up and try roll over or drop out of the stroller or something, or put her in a basket, or at least dress her, wrap her in a blanket, something. Not true, Vicky? Wrap her in a blanket or something. The lady said the baby was butt naked, no clothes, no blanket, no nothing, just laying there in the dirt. Like, damn. I want to know what's going on with her mentally before me say take care of her baby for life. And honestly, looking at her, I don't know. She don't look too righted to me. And I don't know if it's me, but take a look on her face and tell me what you think. Because I don't think she look too righted. She don't look too righted to me. What you say? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Blessed SouFLo. I go on there, my brother.
Manners and respect, family. Welcome.
There, man. Yo, to them the same reason that what you just explained a while ago. I go and tell her, say, she don't forget about that.
You don't think she forget about the baby?
No, man. They say, all right, they say if you were left him in a little blanket and not so much panic wrong and them to go there. Then you could have said, yo, she wanna think about the whole thing and she never really want baby. But she never visit want to live right there. She never want him.
She never want, but
she never want him, brother. That sound like all one of them.
But if she never want it,
but if she
me did not go say.
Because you have them cases there, no?
Yeah, true.
I'm a pick one year, you know. And I hurt her belly, I hurt her, and she married the man I tell about.
See.
Hurt her belly, I hurt her. I went to go and that time, but you know, pregnant and they have to take care of it now.
What? Wait, so she carried the baby full term and never know?
That cannot, me see that the case they already took. I've seen that before. But yeah, man, that sound like she find out, she probably never knows that she had breed.
And by the time she find out, it was too late to abort.
Decide say, yo, you know, want to baby because go live one man why not like.
Oh, God.
You understand? I mean, I say, I just decide, say, I even gotta get rid of this now. Then be really actually never want it. So for that the reason that we go say, yo.
Don't care about the baby.
Don't care about the baby.
John, no.
Not even visiting right. You know, if you do nothing more than baby, then better.
I'm going to look on
That's just my opinion still.
All right. Well, thank you for your opinion. Thank you for sharing your opinion.
Yeah, man, that's just my opinion. That's what I said.
All right. Manners and respect here.
Yeah, brother.
All right. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
It's SouFLo morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
No, I'm going.
I'm there.
But I agree with that.
No, we are break up on we. I don't know if you're up on speaker or Bluetooth or something.
No, I'm not up on speaker.
You're clear now.
Oh, God, I want to go on this man.
You're clear now.
Pop down. Oh. Me agree with the car. Like, no, I can't give her the baby. All right. Just like what him said, me know about one case in my community, a country too, where the lady pregnant and when she got a doctor, she find out and have the baby.
And she
but
in
that case, yeah, she probably never knows that she have the pregnant. Okay, fine. Let's say that happened. We as Jamaican, remember, you know, we as Jamaican, most of we, even when we live in a one local piece of border was shock. We pick them to the 9. Pride is like pride as a part of our flag.
Yeah.
We not go just fling on one picnic so something mentally I want with her, I feel as a number one.
That me I say.
Look how sun hot out of door now. Look how out of door hot. And for your newborn baby skin we just coming at the world. The exposure to that, the heat, the outer door, no formal clothing on the picnic.
It look like so you cover her up with bush. Boy.
Bush now go help this son at the outer door.
Me know. I should not even put little clothes on her, right? I wonder if she did. I wonder if she was hoping that the baby would have dead or something like that and be found later on or something. And she would have just have a clean getaway.
Oh God, I don't know. Something mentally I want, man, because man, you know what the next thing I'm gonna feel said to because them say she depend on a student visa, right? No more than she day upon the visa. If there's no mentally, me feel like say she embarrassed, say she pregnant now, so she go embarrass the family. Remember, we're going back to the Jamaican and we're writing.
Yeah, you're going far.
Even if at that, even if at that you're embarrassed about it, oh God, you're educated enough to know, say you can't bring the baby, anonymously go on fire station. go put them. No, then there's no charges now go come against you.
Right.
Then American foster care system are not the best, but at least the picnic gets some care.
Yeah.
Oh God, man! Imagine for out do homeless them at time and much less as a little baby just coming out of the world as you enter the world.
I kid you not. Yesterday, I just said that to Shakira. We out a door, you know. I said when I step outside, sweat wash me. I hear me say to her, I say, I'm sorry for anybody who homeless right now. I have to stay outside whole day in this weather. So you can imagine that baby out there in that the weather there where big man like me I complain about.
Look here, that's South Carolina, but let me tell you, Texas eat 105, 110 a gallon. So me not even want to out and do much less.
The same thing with them.
Then nothing here about the baby.
You don't think so?
All right, bless up yourself.
All right, man is here.
Yeah.
All right, one man, one woman says she should never get back that baby. Hear me out though. Hear me out. She don't look right to me. She don't look right to me. She looks spaced out. I mean, she looks like something that go on. I'm telling you, man. Look good. Look good. She look like something that go on. Some people, you know, pressure reach some people. I'm not making no excuse for what she did. She could have handled that better. But pressure reach some people sometimes. And like the caller said, embarrassment too. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I'm good. Quickly. Put in perspective. She came 4 months. And came up April. J1 student. So the possibility she can know that she's pregnant and then she cannot know. Like the show, I did not know I was pregnant. When I tell about the show.
Right, me see it already.
All right. She's frightened. She's in a foreign country. So it's like everything happening to her. She may be insane as well as she's not insane. But she don't know what to do. She know what she do. Let me just say that. But it's like she the account herself. So she carried the baby because that maybe she think the baby dead, but she wrong. I understand that she's wrong. Me not give her red. And give her back her baby.
You say give her back the baby?
Give her back her baby. We are coming and we could kill one another. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So me that tell her that. Give her back her baby.
All right.
Give her back her baby.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Big up. So she's a woman that said give her back her baby. So we have one woman said don't give her back, one said give her back, and a man said don't give her back neither. It's 2-1, give her back or don't give her back. Me confused. I think she need help. No normal person does this. No normal person would do this unless something is going on in your head that is beyond your control. Sometimes people got temporarily insane, you know, and do some insane activities, and then 1 hour, 2 hours later, you look back on what you just do, and you know, if somebody was there to explain it to you, it was a temporary insanity. That's why there is actually a law, a charge within the law where you could be charged, but deemed or labeled temporarily insane, right? It's not that you're crazy all the time. It's temporary insanity based on whatever conditions was around you. You got triggered some kind of way and lost all reasoning and did some stupid stuff, and now you're caught up. I don't know if that's the situation, but I know for sure that she need help. She need counseling. She needs somebody, some psychiatric evaluation. She needs somebody to sit her down and find out what's going on in her life and why she chose to leave the baby butt-ass naked in the bushes. It hot out her door, like the caller just said. 110 degrees yesterday with the heat index, 96 degrees by itself. Yes, she's on a visa. Yes, she's on a student visa. Yes, me know how the shame can go too, because you can very well hear, yeah, me tell you a long time if you stop run down man, see there, you get one little opportunity to go over this so you go foreign, go breed. Man, you go take and breed. Baby, me don't know. She don't want to disappoint her people. You know, you never know what go on. Shame broke neck, you know, man. Never have a saying what says shame broke neck, you know. Shame will make people do something to cover up the shame, you see. So for those of you who don't understand the J1 visa, the J1 classification is actually exchange visitors visa. And it's authorized for those who intend to participate in an approved program for the purpose of teaching, instructing, or lecturing, or studying, or observing, or conducting research, or demonstrating special skills, receiving training, or a graduate medical education or further training. That's what it's for. So, and then people that get the visa. Students normally come up on those visas, then work. I think the visa can be last up to a year long. The last caller said she's been here 4 months. I don't see anywhere where it says she's been here 4 months, but I'll go into the Jamaican news figure see it because them probably check it and put it out there. That was the American news I was reading that from, where it happened. So Jamaican news now, how them make she look in a Jamaican news. Let's see. A Jamaican student in the United States on a J1 visa has been arrested after allegedly abandoning her newborn daughter in bushes in North Myrtle Beach in South Carolina on Sunday. This is the Jamaican news now. Brittany Wheatley, 21, has been charged with unlawful conduct towards a child. She remains in custody on a $10,000 bond, which was set on Monday afternoon, according to U.S. media news reports. If convicted, the Jamaican may face up to 10 years in lockup. Wheatley, 10 years. Ross. So maybe I should be asking, should she get 10 years? If she get 10 years, they're naturally going to take away her baby. This baby right now is at the mercy of the system anyway, you know. Because once you get your baby in the system, it's kind of hard to get the baby out. I was watching a thing the other day where this mother kept on complaining about her daughter feeling sick and hurting in her body, and the mother keep on carry the picnic go all kind of doctor, all kind of specialists, all kind of tests being ran on her until the mother came up to this one doctor, and the one doctor said, nothing wrong with the child, something wrong with you, the mother. And then they had the child removed from the mother because she had carried the picnic go a doctor and specialist too much, which was weird. And then I found out that she wasn't the only one that happened to. This has happened to a bunch of people. Yeah. Munchausen syndrome. This wasn't a movie. This was a real life thing. And they took away her daughter. They documented her daughter was in the they had her in some facility, so she wasn't able to go home. And then they would document every time they called the facility. So the mother would call and she would be like, hey, I need to speak to my daughter. Is she doing okay? And they would say stuff like, oh, you're being too aggressive today, or you're being whatever, so we won't let you talk to her today, or whatever. So they started to manipulate how often she was able to see her daughter and how often she was able to speak to her little daughter and all these things. That lasted for a long time. Even her and her husband were at ends because the husband used to tell her, say, listen, stop, get off the phone with them because they're in control right now. Don't you notice that they can manipulate whenever we see her, whenever we get to talk to her, and all they do is they start an argument with you and then they say, you're too aggressive, so we can't see her this week, right? Chill out. The husband was telling her. She didn't care. She was like, that's my child. That's my daughter. I didn't do anything for them to take her away from me and whatever. You know, say in the long run, the mother ended up committing suicide in her garage at her house. She hung herself because she couldn't get back her daughter and she didn't see no way. But I'm thinking that maybe she had mental issues from before, and that is why she was taking her child to all these specialists and because she would tell the child something is wrong with you, right? Or you're hurting. And it hurts. It really hurts. And then the child would repeat these things. Kind of, I don't know, it was a crazy, crazy thing. Boy, when it comes to children, your worries are never over. And that's just worrying upon a regular. But when you have picnic in the US, you have extra worries. Shout out to, let me see this. Shout out to Natitia. Natitia, thank you. I appreciate you greatly. Natitia says, are we being real? Give back the baby to the very person who left it to die. This is why so much killing happens, because we don't believe past behaviors. My God. You know what, Natitia? I was trying to look at it in another way. Like, all right, I've seen parents make mistakes, right? And then I've seen those same parents clear up their mistakes and went on to become stellar parents, great parents for the same children. That, remember when I said to you, somebody said, hey, remember this. Don't you ever forget this. While you're growing up, your parents are growing up too. Right. Your parents are growing up too. So if your mom had you when she was 19, 20, by the time you hit 14, 13, your mom is still very young. And so is your dad or whoever your parent is, right? And at them ages, you still really ain't got nothing figured out in life. You got a little something figured out. You figure out where you think you know where you're going, but you don't have it all figured out yet. Your ducks aren't in a row yet. Your finances ain't rolling in yet. You haven't struck gold yet. You haven't fulfilled yourself yet and your accomplishments and all that. That's for the average person. So you might do some off-the-wall things and make some mistakes and all that. I don't know if I want to punish somebody for life for a mistake that they made one time in their early life. Because she could probably go on to be a great mom with the right counseling, but she's a student. She ain't going to be here for much longer, especially after this. No, Vicky, me not try justify it. Me I try reason through it. There's a difference. Me already tell us that me not try justify it. If me that try justify it, me would have said, me not care what. She forget back our picnic. Put our picnic with her and give her some help. But that's not how I'm saying it. I'm weighing up both sides. One side of me said she should have never get back that baby. And then another side of me said, damn, that's a big mistake she made. But she don't look like she's in the right mind space to me. So maybe if she gets some help, maybe if she gets some help, she could have been a great mommy. You don't know. But me not try to justify it. How would she take care of this child, you ask, Audrey, right? I don't know. She working. But again, she's on a visa. She's on a student visa. So probably she don't even want the people in Jamaica to know that she have a baby. Because like we said before, you get the little opportunity to go afar and go do something with yourself. And the first thing you go up, they're going to do a breed. That right there. That right there. The first thing you do, I go up, they're going to breed. That's how you love rundown man. I don't know. Maybe they said that to her before. Maybe somebody predicted before that going to happen. Maybe she want to prove somebody wrong. Maybe she's embarrassed and she don't want her family in Jamaica to know that she come to America, come have a baby. Interesting what the caller before said, though. The caller before said, I think she's been here in the country for 4 months. And if that's the case, she could possibly have been carrying the baby from before. Didn't know. Time to go to America on your J1 visa. Your slot open, your time come. And she move out, fly off with the little belly, even though it wasn't really showing. And then as she was here, the belly grew bigger and bigger until baby come, right? And it would be too late then to have an abortion per se. She says our parents were growing while we were growing, but them never try kill we. That's why a lot of y'all miss. That's what a lot of y'all are missing. No, somebody beating them when me get still. I can tell you, say, I feel like them did try kill me. Yeah, me love them still, but I feel like them did try kill me. Me get some rotted licking on me. I feel like them did try to kill me. Them never leave me in the bush still. But them lick that me used to get, one time I feel like they was trying to kill me. some rotted lick. Anyway, it says that if convicted, she may face up to 10 years. Wheatley was apprehended late Sunday at Walmart where she works. She reported, could you imagine when them come in and you depend your visa and police come in at Walmart, come take you off of your job in front of everybody? I remember everyone of my beating them right. Wheatley was apprehended at Walmart where she works. She reportedly confessed after the police pressed her. She confessed to giving birth to the baby at an apartment complex and then walking to the nearby Live Oak courts to abandon the newborn baby, said to be less than a day old. Don't when a woman have baby, she weak out, or maybe like woman can like spit out a baby, catch the baby, cut her own umbilical cord, and get up and walk away. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFlo.
Morning, family. What going?
As you saw the picture?
You have us on speaker or Bluetooth?
No, but my computer's on.
Okay.
All
right.
Could you hear me better?
Yes, can hear you better.
Okay. I recognize those eyes.
You recognize those eyes?
She's lost, completely gone. We don't know how she got pregnant. We don't know the circumstances behind the pregnancy. And if she wanted the baby dead, she would have killed it, put it in a garbage bag, and put it in a dumpster. So some part of her still recognizes the life that she brought forward. Careless in putting it where she put it. But there's some part of her that still has humanity. But the rest of her, dear God, she needs help.
Yeah.
Most of her emotional being, her part of her soul that operates in emotion is wrecked.
So you think she's going through things?
She's standing neck deep in shit. Sorry. It's amazing she's still breathing. She's like a zombie. She's on that treadmill. You get up, you go to work, you have the visa. Look in her eyes.
That's what I'm telling you, that her eyes grab me. There's a difference between just having big eyes and looking spaced out. And she has that space out, far away look for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I recognize those eyes very well. And just a little part of her soul is in there. Most of what's left of her is damaged and barely hanging in there. She's strong enough in spirit that she didn't kill the child. She left it up to whatever she believes in, whatever God, whatever. She left it alive. Mind you, fearlessly, and then went off to work. Do you not see?
And went off to work and clock into work and is working like nothing happened.
And then exactly, that's the psychological split. You see that there is separation in the logical progression, and she's needs help. Lots of help, years of therapy, and we have to back up. If she came here 4 months ago, she was pregnant. She's no dummy for her to get that visa. So what else is connected to how did she get the visa? Was it protocol?
Yeah.
There's a story there that led up to this woman losing all sense of functioning to come to this country on a student visa and do something so spaced out. She's gone.
That's what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm trying to say.
She's gone. Yeah. If somebody cares about her, dear Jesus God, while she's in prison, hopefully there's a concept somewhere in the prison system that will have some compassion and try to reach what's left of her soul.
Right.
As for the baby, pray for that child. As you know, Child Protective Services is a pipeline for human trafficking.
That's a whole nother world.
So if somebody could adopt the child to protect the child, because if you leave it in the system, it's gonna vanish.
Yeah. That's a whole nother world.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you for explaining, like, humanizing her, because I mean that act that she did, you know, people don't really look at you like you're human when you do something like that. It's inhumane. A baby, a defenseless, the smallest human being, barely just got here.
And we've heard other stories like this where the mother would kill the child, put it in a dumpster or landfill or whatever. Mm-hmm. She didn't do that. So some part of her is connected to that baby. But with all the other crap going on in her life and her mind, at least she had enough sense to let the child live. Well, but she herself, when you look in those eyes, dear Jesus God,
and you know that might explain why she left her. Like you said, she didn't, because if she wanted to, she would have harmed the baby if she wanted to, right? But she didn't harm the baby. She didn't harm her.
And nobody would be the wiser.
Right. Put her in a garbage bag, put her in a dumpster. She could have strangled that baby till it's quiet, then put it in a garbage bag and put it in a dumpster. But she put the baby somewhere where, I don't know, people, high traffic area, someone's going to hear the baby cry.
In a nice neighborhood.
In a nice neighborhood too. And then to show you also, she actually, she didn't, to show you how disheveled her mind is, even though she's doing all that, like, I hope somebody find my baby. I put her over right here so cause somebody must see her. But I hope I can get her fast enough for nobody to see me that I dropped the baby there. She still didn't give her the basics, like a blanket. She left her out there butt naked. I mean, any stray dog, you know, a pit bull who stray from somebody yard passing by and see that baby there probably would have tear up that baby.
She didn't have a blanket.
She didn't have a blanket. She didn't have no clothes.
Working at Walmart. How much does she make? How much is she paying at the apartment complex she's living in? What circumstances does she have to turn her entire paycheck to whoever she's living with?
Oh man, she could have wrapped her in her clothes, like even in her own clothes, a curtain, something.
She was not rational. She knows she had to get to work, but she also has to get the baby out of the way.
Crazy. I'm trying to understand the mindset, but that's crazy.
And her mind was working on so many levels at the same time, exploding in all different kind of scenarios and how does she do this and get to work so nobody will know.
Right.
But she acted up. Something inside her wanted to get caught.
She didn't know how to.
Something in her wanted to get caught. Or you're going to stand here asking people to help you to get to work. And then she knows that once the baby is found, if it's found, they're going to find
Oh, you're saying that something inside her wanted to get caught.
Yes. So that's seed you see in her eye, of her stay left.
That's a help me look in her eye.
Yes, you see, some part of her soul set it up so she could get caught. And the baby, all of this is working out in divine order. Because whatever nightmare brought her to this level, the nightmare now could stop. No, with everybody on the eyes on the baby, hopefully that's enough to protect the baby.
Makes sense.
So there's so many layers to this.
Makes sense.
But those eyes, I know very well.
Makes
that
sense.
She's on the verge. She needs help badly.
Yeah.
For her soul.
You know, when I look at her, I see clinical depression.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah.
On top of trauma. Whose baby is it? Is it the brother, the father? Is the teacher, the counselor?
That too.
You don't know.
That too. So many layers to this.
Thank you. You have no idea what those eyes are yelling out.
Yeah.
She's wrong.
Well, we wish her all the best. And I don't know, but I hope she gets the help that she needs. Because she looked like she's screaming out, help me or save me.
Yes.
Her eyes just say, save me, please help me, kind of thing. And she's not saying it with words, but her face and her eyes says it.
She can't. There's no words left. She's working in like a state of shock.
As much as we would like to look in and be like, wicked girl, she does have the baby and dash it to a nasty girl, that's passing judgment from the outside. But if you peel away the layers and look at it like you're breaking it down, yeah.
But in her heart, she knows she has love for that baby. She couldn't feel it. So you can call her whatever the hell you want. Treat her however you want. But she left life in that baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is not what it looks like.
Wow.
I can hear you.
All right. Thank you so much for your input. I appreciate you.
Thank you for your
deep insight.
Those eyes that bring back so many memories. Oh God. Wait until you see those eyes in a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old.
Right.
You get to know it well. My friend, have a good one.
You too now.
So long.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Very interesting perspective. Natitia says, I was 17 and homeless when I was pregnant. Just left Girlz home in Kingston and I raised my baby. This is America where safe drop is available. I'm sorry. I can't see why. You know what? Okay, so one thing I notice is this, right? Among our culture, this conversation turned deep. Among our culture, mental health is not really, there's no great emphasis placed on mental health. It's like if you do something, it's like, yeah, man, I wicked, the boy did wicked from long time. Yeah, man, I want a wicked dirty girl, that's such a go on. And this person could be screaming out, help me, or I need help. I'm having a complete breakdown. I'm trying to hold it together. My world is spinning apart. Like psychosis are gone. Not us. We like that wicked girl there. Nothing to do her. She have the baby and left the baby in a bush. It's I see mental issues when I look at her, but not in the sense of she's crazy. It could be in a sense of like clinical depression. See, when we talk about them things here, I would like for you to actually go read up on these things. There are different levels to depression, right? And you have regular depression, and then you have clinical depression. So regular depression might be the things I used to love doing, I'm not doing them no more, right? I'm losing interest in all the things I care about. I don't know, I just feel like I want to stay inside. You want to go out this weekend, SouFLoT? No, sir. Me I stay in. And you start going into yourself, right? But you're not to the point where you are giving up and losing all hope. That's regular depression. If regular depression is not treated, then clinical depression can develop. Now, when clinical depression develops is when you're going to need help. you're going to need medical help. A medical intervention is needed when you hit clinical depression. Clinical depression comes with stuff like you start hear voices, and it's not psychos. I mean, you wasn't crazy before. You never hear them voices before. And situations in life that could get you there. When you're down and depressed long enough, don't take my word for it. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I mean, I want to fly no flag and say, oh, I went to school and I studied this. I want you to go look it up on your own. There are different levels to depression. You see the light part of depression there where somebody could still laugh and smile with you, but them go home and them cry. And they cry to themselves and them say, I don't have nobody to talk to. And they just feel pressure and feel like anything. Yeah, that's depression. And then it goes further. Living too long like that, it starts to become clinical. Clinical is where you start to feel hopelessness. Clinical is where you start to plan suicide. Maybe it's better if I wasn't here. Clinical is where, so upon that level there, is where you need intervention, medical intervention. So the human is fragile, right? I mean, we want to walk around and act like we're tough and everything like that. But believe it or not, human beings, us, we are fragile beings. Me know some man that like hear this big tough man like me run down the place. You're a fragile being. It takes 3, according to some of the stuff I studied in school, it takes 3 back to back events that, and if 3 of them happen in a row, you have a very high chance of being triggered off into a clinical depressive state. 3 events. Your wife you love so much, diagnosed Monday, because you just find out that she have it and you don't know how, and by Friday she dead. Now here you are with all the kids to raise by yourself. That's 1. Right, the next week after you lose your wife, you lose your mother. That's 2. Your mommy where you love. That's 2. Right behind that now, big accident, you lose one of your children, them. That's 3. 3 events line up back to back, and so some people it takes only 2. You tell yourself, say, yo, I'm strong up. All right. John, no, I don't know why this happened to me. I feel like God have a way to bring me through this and whatever. And boom, you get hit again with another wave of life. That's a life going on. That's a life deal with we, you know. Something happened and you think, I go hold my head, I go get through this. You know, prayers and everything, and I'll get through this. And boom, you get hit again with another one. And boom, you get licked again with the next one. 3 events back to back to back will send most human beings into a clinically depressive state. And then you need help. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. I'm calling about a similar situation.
You're giving a lot of feedback.
I remember.
Do you have some speaker, Bluetooth?
Bluetooth, make a tip. Okay. All right. I'm calling about my daughter friend in that same situation in 2017. 17. Me and my daughter is here in the US. And my daughter has a friend in Jamaica, but she was going to college. She was like 24 years old. And, you know, when you have whole parents, Christian, the father wasn't a Christian, but the mother was a Christian. And she was pregnant. And she didn't want anyone to know that she was pregnant. So she was trying not to eat to say she could lose the baby. But end up that nothing wrong with the baby. So she planned to come by my daughter. Wait, she had the baby, so the parents don't know nothing what's going on. Got trouble.
Wait. So she was planning to starve the baby.
That's all.
She was planning to starve the baby, you said?
She was starving herself during her pregnancy.
So hopefully the baby would have starved too and the baby would die.
Right. But that never happened. It ended up that she get a visa. She came over here like this Saturday. She reached this Saturday about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And by 7 o'clock, she had to end up to the hospital. She had the baby.
Nobody knew she was pregnant?
The baby was so small. They have to admit the baby in the hospital for almost about a month.
Wow.
Because she wasn't eating.
Yeah, the baby was malnourished.
Right. And the fact that it's because she couldn't tell her parents. So sometimes when you're going to college or you have Jamaican parents, the fear that they put in you, they make you not thinking about what is going to happen to me after.
I saw.
They were just thinking about how to get past it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the mother find out,
mm-hmm.
I have to block her from my phone because she was staying with my daughter after she had the baby, and I don't know how she find out. The father said, oh, we're going to kill her and she can't come back here. And even though she went back to Jamaica, and it's a hassle. They don't want to have nothing to do with the baby. She's taking care of the baby now, though, but the parents don't want to have nothing to do with the baby.
Because they're ashamed of what they had planned for, never work out.
Right, they're ashamed. And everybody was telling her, don't send her to college because she's not coming out to nothing good. And, you know, she said she didn't want to shame her parent, but things happen. And her life is in mess right now in Jamaica. Her life is in mess.
Man. So now you understand what I was saying.
What that girl going through. Like at the time she was just thinking about herself. And to hide the situation from maybe her parents or family member not to find out. But I think what she should have done, she should have just maybe have the baby and just get up to for adoption or something, just, you know?
Carry to one of these safe drop locations somewhere. And
right. Yeah. But you see, when you reach that point in life, you're not thinking. So you're just thinking the fast way out. And maybe she don't have anybody talking to her like, girl, don't do this. Do it this way. So there's a lot of young girls out there doing things to please their parents when their parents don't sit down and talk to them and tell them, listen, now you're going to college, you have to use protection. Because my friend, my daughter's friend, mother always said, she's 24 and he always said, oh, she don't have a boyfriend, she don't need to have a boyfriend. And that don't make any sense because at the time she have multiple people, but she can't say to her mother because her mother is not the person to talk with.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for what happened to her. I hope somebody stand by her and just give her the help that she needs.
Right.
You know.
So you think then that she should get her child back then?
Well, and depends because as I said, she can get the child back, but if she went back home, who's gonna give her help to her? If she don't have any help, she and the baby gonna suffer. And that don't make any sense. I would say if she have a good family member here or in Jamaica, could take the child and make she further her education.
Now, you know that she's on a student visa, so you know what's gonna happen now for her though, right?
Yeah, she's gonna go to jail.
Yeah. And then she's going to get sent back
home.
Jamaica.
Yeah. But if she did just as a family member here, could even
because that child is citizen by birthright.
Right.
This get complicated now. That child is citizen by birthright. She has committed an act that could garner up to 10 years in prison here. Wow. And she's on a visa, a student visa, which is a temporary thing from the get-go. The max that lasts for is a year. And I'm sure she has already exhausted months and months out of it. So she probably have a couple of more months left. So by the time all the legal proceedings of her stuff is done through the court system here, I know they're not going to keep her here and extend her time just because she had a baby here.
No.
And given the condition, remember, she threw away the baby.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for her because when I was 14, I have my daughter, but still then, my mom stand beside me at that time, and my daughter came here, and my daughter sent for me. So sometimes you have kids young, that don't mean life is end there, but this generation maybe don't think like us back in the days, or they don't have the support.
Right. Who knows? That child might grow up and send for her.
That's what I'm saying.
I know she won't get any other papers to come back into the country though, because of how that transpired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real complicated.
That's what I want to say.
She need
So
help. All
that's
right.
my topic.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, she need help. She not only does she need medical help, she need like a lawyer that can actually, immigration lawyer that can work on her side as well. So she's gonna need medical help, and she's gonna need medical help as in psychological help, and figuring out that part of herself, what was going on, unburden some of the stuff that she's going through that led her to this place, to want to have a baby and then take out the baby and go put it in a bush. And she did an at-home delivery by herself. And then the other part, her status here. If she so decides, I want to keep my child. Because I've seen cracked out, messed up people in the US. And anytime that mother cleans herself up, the state gives her back her child or her children. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
After the show, can I call it back up?
Yeah. Huh? We can't hear you. You're whispering or you're breaking up or something.
No. All right. I'm saying to you, after the show, can I call it out, please?
Yeah, but after the show, I have a business call around 11.
Around 11. Please remember, thanks.
All right. Baby gonna remain, but she'll likely be deported. She may be a victim. Then she may get to stay. That's why I said she needs an attorney. She needs a immigration attorney, because there are grounds that she could be allowed to. If I mean like she may about asylum. Yeah, me about asylum. Listen, is a rape baby, and I don't believe in abortion. I don't know, I should have been somebody lawyer, because my lie them thick. It's a rape baby. We don't believe in abortion, so we brought the baby full term anyways. But I was disgusted at the sight of the baby, because the baby looked just like the man who raped me. But you know what? I still want my baby. I want to raise my baby, and I know what I did was wrong, but I was just crying out for help. I was in a bad place mentally. I need help. Matter of fact, I want asylum too, because if I go back home, the man there go kill me, because rape me off and tell me that I shouldn't tell nobody and all these things. You don't know. If you get a good attorney for her to speak on her behalf, she could very much end up here. That might be her ticket to never go back to Jamaica again, if she don't want to go back. But somehow, I don't know. Where's the dirty team? I lie them up like I have to take serious thing, make joke. I lie them up like 7. I lie them up like sky. Yeah, it's a terrible situation. I'm running for my life because the guy who raped me is a big gunman. All police afraid of him, officer. That's what me I talk. I fling them off, fling her in a jail, prison now. Well, I wish her all the best still, because she's going to have to go through it. And none of we can't save her at this moment. That is it. Darcy T said you could be my lawyer. We have to come up with a story, man. And we have to be convincing with our story. This is you, how you say it now, counseling your client. We have to go put this story together, right? And don't look at anything bad. It's not bad. You leaving the baby over there was, you were in distress. We understand. Mothers here have done worse. Okay, it's not bad. It can be saved. It can't. Just trust me. I'm your attorney. Just trust me. Listen, take a few deep breaths. Your mental health comes first now. The baby is in good hands. The baby is being taken care of. She's being well fed and well taken care of where she's at. I promise you. You walk with me through this. We'll have you and that baby united. Do you want to keep your baby? She's like, yes, I want to keep my baby. I don't know why I did that. I said, okay, baby girl, don't cry. Don't cry. We're going to get this done. Okay? I promise you at the end of this, you're going to have your baby. Not only that, you're going to have your stay in the United States of America as well. And, I saw. I'm going to need $10,000 up front to start. And that partner, she's going to need real help. Not give nobody no ideas. Audrey Wright said, Audrey, enough people come here, come tell lie, and end up have citizenship later. Then went from permanent resident to citizenship, like not enough people. Enough people cut up all themselves and tell them, say, you see all them cut here, run me if you run, man, cut me up in my back. When me a run, and them brethren, them telling if you use glass buckle and crap up them back. Run, I had to run. Because me's a big batty man at Jamaica, which part me come from, you know. And when them find out, me I tell you, saying at the middle of the night, them kick down my door. I can't go back to Jamaica, officer. They're going to kill me there, all for my sexuality. Make sure you bring in a man in there. You have to go make up your mind, so you go tongue kiss him for about 2 minutes. For about 2 minutes. Hey, brother, I citizenship where I work, man. So, Flo, me no want to kiss you. Me no kiss man. Well, you're not the one. Me need a man. Because we are going there, to knock out this interview, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, a good liar will lie, man. And lie on your behalf and make up a solid story. Before you know it, you're swearing in under the flag. Up on one of them UIC IS place there. Yeah, and you're a citizen now. Green card come and gone, long time. Facts. So, here what? Matter of fact, them not catch somebody like that. They caught a few Jamaicans that were doing that. It became a thing after a while. Someone and one time me advocate for a group of them, and me I said, Jesus Christ, the man them look rough, like them been through some things and and somebody said, SouFLo, not one of them no have no hard problems at Jamaica. You hear me? I tell you, them and none of them in other group there is not gay neither. Them make up this, forget them papers in the US. When me look on the man, them see, me I said to myself, say, boy, them fully committed. Because man shave off all him own eyebrow and draw it back on like like I see some girl and do up him hair and put on all the baby hair and edges curl up here. So like I see some girl do them thing. Yo, they was serious in a mini skirt and high boots. Everything. And dressed like that every day, right through. Yes, they're running after us in Jamaica. We have to run for our lives. We had to run for our lives. We barely escaped. They killed one of our friends 2 weeks ago. Jamaica, them kill somebody every day, so you can just pull up one of the people them with them kill and say, him, run at my place, them this, we were running with him, them catch him, we escape. Please don't send us back. Good to go. like SouFLo, if I ever get in that trouble, me I call you first for advice. Yo, don't mix me. Oh God. In providing further details on the case, Wilkinson claimed that they first met Whittle as she walked in the neighborhood on Sunday morning. Cade said that Whittle was trying to get her to lift to Walmart where she worked, and she offered her a ride there at around We read all that already. So the police find her that way. And it wasn't a kitten in the bushes like she thought. It was a baby, and she glad she looked. Because she wouldn't normally look. And the baby is doing fine. We wish her all the best. We don't like kick with people when they're down, because you never know what somebody else is going through. You know what I'm saying? Empathy is something that I think we should all practice. I mean, it's easy to judge. It's easy to judge. You see the world we're living in now? I meant to say this yesterday. So I'm going to say it today, because it's still up on my mind to say it. Watch social media. Social media is conditioning us. I'm not leaving myself out of it. I have to watch. Even as far as, say, how to deal with people and how, on any level, platonic friends, romantic relationship, whatever, even on how to deal with people. Check this out. Every day I get up and I go up on social media, right? You see these posts about a man is supposed to do A, B, C, D, and E, and if he doesn't, he's not a real man. You internalize that. You carry it on. You go on to our next post. Our next post flash up and it says, if your woman is not doing this, that, and that, A, B, C, and D, then you need to go find you a real woman because you're being shortchanged, that you're too good of a man to be treated this way, blah, 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 and keep going. You see, while you internalize these things, watch and see how they're playing out back in your own life. Because you forget, say, you read it over there, so you know, and you internalize, you say, yeah, me can't relate to that thing, yeah. And you start applying it to your life without even realizing you're applying it to your life. And then we start to forget that people are individuals. We're all individuals. So nobody can tell we know one fit all remedy for your relationship. no one-fit-all remedy for how you should deal with your group of friends or associates or your family. Nobody, because for them, family is not your family. You know, every it's a bunch of different unique people and unique circumstances and situations. Some people, you just have to love them right where they're at, and you know, foster the growth or help them to be better or something like that. Or maybe they're helping you to be better. I don't know. But I know one size fits all, and we tend to forget that. So it's easy to get on social media and just judge people and just say, nasty girl, because she dash for the baby. Fling her out and keep the baby and all that. But when you have empathy and you put yourself in somebody's shoes, is when you start to sit down and say to yourself, I wonder what could have really happened. Because that's not normal. What would have to happen to me for me to do that? And you start to think. And when you start to think, you start put yourself in other person's shoes and your eyes start open. You start saying, Jesus Christ, well, you know, if me did get raped, or if me did this, or if me come up on a visa, but me didn't know something pregnant, but then the baby show, and then me I try hold on to the little visa and go through the program. Me have to go back to Jamaica, go finish up school, but me I go shame my parents, and I go disown me, this, that, and you start to pile up and all the possibilities. You start to become human and start to empathize, right? In some kind of way. No, Vicky, I'm not saying it was okay what she did. I'm just saying some empathy. The rest of the stuff then we have to talk about at another time because we run out of time this morning. And we want to talk about the other topic then. I'll split them up, which means I'll have to redo the icon for this video and take off the Tory Lanez and take off the other one. Tory Lanez, by the way, is being sentenced today. I'm going to go look it up. And I covered on my other channel, Megan Thee Stallion actually wrote a letter to the judge asking for Tory Lanez to get the max sentence. One thing we know is this. If you a black man and you pick up a gun and you actually aim and fire it at somebody in the US and they got shot for real, Tory should have fired his lawyers because his lawyers are up there asking that he be released on probation and placed in a drug rehab program. What kind of lawyer are you? That's going to anger the judge. Give me more years now just because me up and a stupid lawyer with me. He's not getting away. So it gone down from 24 years now to 22 years now. Now he's looking at 13. 13 is what is being recommended by the prosecution. The judge doesn't have to follow what the prosecution recommends. But oftentimes in cases, the judge usually works with the prosecution when it comes to sentencing and usually goes somewhere around there. So Tory Lanez is looking at 13 years, will be sentenced today, and we're going to see where that goes. The details of the letter that the young lady, Megan Thee Stallion, wrote to the judge is on my other channel. I went through the details of everything she said in the letter. She conned him. She conned him good. She fling him up under the bus. I said what she should have said. You ever meet somebody yet and your life just go downhill after that? Not necessarily that you're blaming them, but your life just went downhill after that. Tory was up and running. This youth just relinquished all contacts with all the big labels and just came into his own by owning all his stuff. Very few entertainers in the industry own the rights to all their work. And this youth became a boss. So he started being the director, writer, producer, everything, and collecting all the checks. And then he met Megan Thee Stallion. And I'll never forget, remember when they meet, because we were watching. We did in the lockdown, right? Pandemic time. Remember? Tory did take over Instagram. Everybody had to go check out Tory Lanez and Boosie Instagram during pandemic time, because nothing never go on, and we did lock up. Very entertaining. And he was getting people on there like other big name artists to join him on Instagram. thousands and thousands of people tune in like a TV. And here comes Meg out of nowhere. And one day she was twerking on his FaceTime. And the next day she was twerking in the same room where he was. I was like, damn, that was fast. And they went from that to obviously a toxic ass relationship that ended terribly wrong. And now he's looking at over a decade in prison, which I think he's going to get. I could tell you one thing before I end this video this morning. The judge said yesterday, I don't believe that he was malicious when he did it, the deed, when he shot her. In other words, the judge, I said, it's not like him sit down and plan it and say, yeah, I'm going to shoot this bitch. It's not like he sat and planned it and did that and executed it, so I'm not going to hold that against him. But what I am going to hold against him, though, or what I am going to factor into his sentencing is his actions after he did it, because he took great lengths in denying that he did it. No remorse was shown. The judge said the fact that he shows no remorse, I'm not going to hold that against him in sentencing. I said, yeah, right. What judge ever says that? You know, you show absolutely no remorse. You just chopped off one half side of that woman's head and you show no remorse. But I'm not going to hold that against you. That makes sense? They're about to fold him up and throw him way up under the bus. The judge says I'm not going to hold that against him. But what I will hold against him is the fact that he started acting like he didn't do it. Then he started basically intimidating her, Megan Thee Stallion. He was intimidating her through songs. He was intimidating her through stuff that he was saying online. Because Tory did not go hard online after that in a pause. He was going hard online after that, like making people believe that this girl was wrong and she a lie and she never got shot and all this stuff. And it was damaging her brand. And her brand is how she eats and pays the bills and pay her masters. So he was messing with somebody's money. Who she signed to? All right. And from that, here we are. So good luck to Tory Lanez. Y'all stay tuned. Watch out today. He will be sentenced a couple of hours from now, and we will know the rest. We're going to leave this here this morning because I'm expecting a call right now. I wish I could go longer, but I'm expecting a call right now in about 5 minutes, 9:15 to be exact, a business call. So I'm going to make way for that. And I appreciate y'all coming through this morning. Shout out to our Reggae girls again. We appreciate y'all. Big up to Uno. Big up to Sedella Marley. Keep doing what you're doing. And please reach out to us if you don't have any promos to do or any GoFundMe setup and anything like that. I will send it out to the audience. You have some nice Jamaican people over here that would more than be happy to support, right? All right. God go with Uno. Walk good. One love. And remember, karma is real. Be yourself. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. God spare my life. I'm out. Peace.